Now, if you have about 45 lakh rupees or 65 lakh rupees lying around and you're looking for a brand new car, well, then you have a lot of options to choose from. And this is especially true if you're looking for a new entry-level premium electric car. Because as you can see, there are a lot of options vying for that spare change in your pocket. But which one should you buy? Well, I have 4 of my colleagues right here who will tell you why they've chosen the keys to these particular cars. So let me hand them over to you and tell you why they are the ones you should pick.
Alright, I've chosen the BMW iX1 and for a very simple reason. Very few car companies do cars better than BMW, very few car companies do luxury better than BMW, and I think in this case they've also mixed in that EV quotient really well, and that's why I think the iX1 is the best pick when you're trying to look for a premium EV in the price bracket that we've already mentioned.
Well, Dhruv, I agree with your point about having a good brand, but I have the C40 Recharge here from Volvo, which also is a well-known brand, and I think it looks better than the iX1. Plus, Volvo is known for producing some of the safest cars on the planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the best premium EV you can buy for your hard-earned money. Unlike the cheapest BMW, well, I just want to stay away from that. This just shows the world you have no imagination. This is the best looking, gives you the best features and good in performance too. Just look at me. Makes me look good and feel good.
Well, I haven't met a bunch of lunatics, delusional people who think they have brought the right cars, because it's very simple. If you want to spend 45 to 65 lakh on an EV, you buy the best and also the most affordable. Now, I don't have to sing praises of the Hyundai Ioniq 5. It is the World Car of the Year 2022, World Car Design of the Year 2022, EV of the Year 2022, and it has also bagged the iQOTY EV of this year 2024. So these guys, well, they can argue all day, all long, but the winner is of course this.
Are we in the year 2022? I thought this was 2024. Why are you still talking about 2022?
You're the one to talk. You look like you borrowed daddy's car.
Well, that's
My
a
car is the
vegan.
latest
That's a
car here,
vegan
huh?
X1. That's just an X1 with.
doesn't
also
look
has
like
a
it.
vegan
The
diet.
most
One.
ugly looking car here.
Exactly.
And
Thank you.
it
Wow.
shows the world that you couldn't afford
Seriously,
anything
no
more
one's got
expensive.
taste over here?
I have. That's why I got the C40 Recharge.
Are you serious? My i20 has better plastics.
Well, this is you know what? It wants to be an SUV, but it identifies as a coupe, so it's really confused. I don't know what to think of it. Honestly.
Nothing. There's just Volvo didn't think of anything.
I mean, it looks okay,
Talk
but
about
not a
Kia.
crossover SUV.
I mean, talk about Kia. Ludacris called, he wants his bling back, bro.
This
Just like you.
Ludacris is successful, and this makes you look
Unlike
successful.
you.
Look at
You
me,
don't have to
guys.
buy it. No, this is see, this is just an expensive Hyundai. Why would you want to spend over 25 lakh on a Kia? It's not like a Toyota or Lexus equation. It's Hyundai and Kia, bro.
And why would you want to spend on a Hyundai at all in this price
Who
bracket?
let the Hyundai into the comparison?
Man,
I'm
as he
sorry,
came on
this
his own,
is please.
Yeah.
We
I
just
think
sent
no
the
one called
location
him.
in the
He
group
just
by
turned
mistake.
up, he's like, my Ioniq, less power,
Best
only
car,
one live
best.
axle. I still want to be in this comparison.
What did you say? Live axle. Yeah. It has all the power going to the rear wheels. It is the sportiest of the lot. All right, guys. Okay, this has gone on for far too long. I'm going to keep it very simple. Since you guys have been talking about performance, I have just the perfect place where I can take all of you, and there may be a surprise in store. So let's go there and really find out which is the actual performance benchmark amongst the 4 cars that we have.
I mean, we
And-
know it's the
I
C40.
mean, mine's gonna look the best going down the
Come
track.
on,
Alright,
this
also.
is a
guys,
BMW
let's just go.
with
Rear-wheel drive for the
comparison.
world.
You guys are not winning this.
The venue of choice was Formula Karting, which is situated in Noida. Built in an area of around 4 acres, this track has a running length of 770 meters and a width of 8 meters. The track had ample space for what was planned for the day. Not to mention, it's one of the few karting venues in the country where you can actually push a car close to its limits and, more importantly, have fun in the process. It is one of the largest professional go-karting facilities in India after all, making it the perfect proving ground for the car and driver alike.
So we find all of us at the Formula 11 go-karting track. The idea is simple. We're going to find out which is the fastest driver and to have a standard template, a standard vehicle for all of you crazy guys out here. All of them will be heading out in a go-kart and setting up lap times. There will be a twist after you set your times, but we'll wait for that and I'll tell you what that is. But I would want you to go out and set your best lap times possible. However, if you see a slow guy wearing a blue shirt going very slow because of GoPro, please do not hit him. That will be much appreciated.
Do you copy over? Running time jump program. Start the countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, crunch time. Any bets?
See, the best looking is always.
The Ioniq is winning, sir. Of course.
Matlab, then I'll come second.
It makes sense that, you've already,
I mean,
accepted.
All right, clearly,
But I leave here a winner.
clearly there's no order and this will go on forever. So I'm going to start off with the times. Let's start from the bottom. The last person with a time of 42.121 seconds is me because I was on the GoPro cart.
Not last. Not last.
However, I was the fastest camera car on the cart. Number 4 is Karan Mathur with a time of 41.510.
Still not the last.
Rider number 3, podium finish with a time of 41.036 is Aakash Paul.
Oh,
First time.
karting.
Damn it!
Now time for driver number 2 with a time of 39.844 is Dhruv Paliwal.
Ioniq winner already.
Clearly, the winner today with a time of 39.449 is Mr. Shivank Bhatt.
39.44.
I am the fattest person here, right? Right?
You're the fattest person in the middle.
So I would have posted like 35.
All
Probably I
right,
can do
guys,
Ioniq.
I'm going to stop that bantering there. Now, here's the twist in the story. You guys have set out a good lap time on your go-karts. Now it's time to go out on the track and try to beat these times on your heavy electric cars. How is that going to pan out? We find out next.
Alright guys, I have all the times that all of these fellows have managed to clock here at the go-kart track. I have them here on the phone with me, but allow me to save them for a little bit longer. Because you see, I have another test in mind for this lot. You see, what do we do when kids bicker a lot? We lock them in a room and let them figure it out. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask all of these guys to sit inside one car and talk it out. And to make things simple, the car that has been chosen by that particular individual won't be allowed to talk. So let's see how that results in. I cannot wait. Let's do that.
Well, Dhruv, I must say, the BMW iX1 is so uninspiring to drive compared to my C40.
But it feels like a small hatchback. This is not a luxury SUV or whatever you call it. It's the shortest wheelbase, right?
Yeah, so
It's the shortest wheelbase. It has the worst range. It's the most expensive.
What's the range on this?
417.
Wow.
oh, that's bad.
Everything else is above 500.
Even by BMW standards, this is not like a BMW to drive. I
You
would say.
know what's the problem? Like, to be very serious, same thing. It doesn't feel connected. It's
Yeah.
fast. It has got a lot of power. It has like a lot of power. Of course, there is that go. But it doesn't feel tied down like how BMW should feel. So I think it's overall, it's a killjoy.
Yeah, that's the problem. You have 500 Newton meters of torque, okay, but you go, but then you can't stop or steer. So there is a
So
I
big
think
disconnect.
yeah, the steering, it's the lightest. I think it's overly assisted in the sense, it feels light all the time. In other cars, at least it weighs up after some point in time. But in this, like I said, it can go, but the steering feels very light. And the worst part about this car, apart from the space or the range or everything, is the comfort and the ride quality, because I think this is probably the stiffest of the lot. What do you think?
stiffest of the lot. At the back, I have no space.
No features.
No features, nothing. I have cup holders. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, let's not forget that this does not look great. Like, it's the most mundane looking out of the lot that we have today. And again, my C40 looks beautiful. This one, it could disappear in a sea of internal combustion vehicles.
Yeah, this is like an X1 with a green number plate. That's what it is, right? So you can't tell it from a regular X1.
You know who would like this car? Because it's so nice and gentle to drive?
Yeah.
My grandma.
Oh,
If she was alive.
nice.
Of course, there are some good bits in this car, like the feature, like the screen is quite nice, no doubt. It has got seat massages, which Paliwal was,
Raving about.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much all he's been raving about.
Yeah, because that's the only thing this car has.
Yeah. So
Also, I switched on the seat massages and then I switched it off, and it's not been off since then.
Oh.
It's just
So you
going.
spent 65 lakhs for a seat massager which never goes off. Nice.
I think probably the most underwhelming car here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Like
And
this
the most
is-
expensive. You've just barely made in life.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
what this car says. I've just
You
barely,
looked
like,
at-
I've just reached there.
I've done the bare minimum.
Yeah.
If you want a BMW electric SUV, work harder and go for the iX, right?
Yeah.
Don't buy the
Oh.
iX1.
All right. So let's be objective. And what is your favorite? Okay, fine. What is your favorite feature in this car?
When you drive it gently, I do really like this car. It's nice. It feels most car-like in the sense that, it's very familiar, the cabin, the way it drives. So that way it's actually good to drive, but not,
But nothing which will make it worthwhile.
no, not
Shivank?
I think for me also, I think it's the size, probably, if you're driving it.
Yeah.
It feels more car-like. But the other part is, inside it feels like a BMW. So the quality of materials, everything is top-notch. The touchscreen is also probably good quality. But overall, you're not buying this car for the touchscreen or the quality of materials or the seat massager for that matter. So I think overall as a package, it doesn't quite have it. What do you think?
Yeah, for me, it's the light steering wheel, and it has the most interesting wireless charging tray I've ever seen. It's upright. You have a lock, and it's saying something that's the most interesting feature about it. The wireless charging tree, which is
all the other cars that don't have
which
it.
is vertical.
in 2024, when it's the era of vertical videos and electric vehicles, this has got a vertical wireless charger, filling both of those needs.
So basically, it's someone who wants to watch social media reels while driving. Typical BMW driver.
Not recommended though.
Cool. I think now, let's, going to the next car.
Yeah,
It's the Volvo C40, which is no better, I think.
Corresponding European.
Yeah.
Okay, by European SUVs, I mean probably Eastern European SUVs. One from Georgia, one from Kazakhstan. They're not German and Swedish by any means.
Yeah.
Alright Aakash, the shoe is on the other foot now where you have to listen to us. And we're driving the Volvo C40, that is Aakash's choice. And getting into this car, it's like a toddler's toy. It literally has no on-off button. And another thing, the screen, some people would say that an iPhone Pro Max is probably bigger.
Well, you know what? This screen takes me back to pre-COVID era. It's so old.
It is very old. And the plastics around it look older.
All Volvos look exactly the same. This is 2024. It's an EV. It still feels like you're getting in some old Volvo.
Look,
I think we fired the designers like a few years ago and never really hired them again. Reusing design. And dude, one more thing, okay, jokes aside, it's a hot, sunny day. I look up because I don't want the sunroof open and there is no blind.
you can't open the sunroof.
Exactly. First, okay, it's not a sunroof, it's a moonroof. And second, you cannot cover it. It's hot. It's India.
Yeah.
Volvo, learn.
Speaking of which, it has got an all black interior. And again, it's like going back in time. It's like you're in a cave. There's nothing like, you know, if you want to sit inside a luxury SUV, it's not sporty. It may look like a coupe, but inside it feels all drab and
And what's the headspace like at the back, guys? The coupe
Listen,
and everything?
I am the shortest person I know. And I am about just about touching the...
So if I go over a bump really fast, you'll probably
I
kick the
will.
roof?
Yeah, you will probably kill me. And let's just like right now we're talking about the interior. Let's talk about the exterior. How drab the exterior looks. Like it is uninspiring. And that's what I know. In fact,
I sense a bit of EV6 jealousy creeping in, but okay.
you can come to that. That's EV6 confidence. That's what it is.
No, I mean, honestly, okay, I'll have to say one thing.
It's fast.
Yes. This thing goes. One thing I really like, you guys bashed the iX1 and okay, fair game to you guys, whatever you thought about it, but I'll tell you this. Out of all the cars here, I think that has the most sorted regen technology. You don't have to set
Hey,
it.
don't go back to that. There's no regressing.
I mean, also the problem with this car is it has on and off.
Yeah,
no
and
paddles,
see,
right?
see ma, no hands, no legs, car's not stopping. I mean,
It either coasts
yeah.
Or it doesn't.
or it's too aggressive.
Exactly, it's not predictable, so it's not usable. So I just switch it off probably and like live the coasting life.
I mean, and probably handling wise, I'd say it is a decent handler, right?
Yeah, I mean, like they've
Sure-footed.
Sure-footed, yeah. Probably not as.
But that's because of how small it is.
The steering feels nicer than the BMWs for sure.
Yeah.
Feels heftier, I would say.
Yeah, but I think the body control of the BMW, it feels more
I mean, you
intuitive
can
and
say it
agile.
didn't feel and shit, but like,
But yeah, the other thing
Aadhi
about
Master
this
is
steering
not
also, it's quite vague. It's not that great, right? I mean,
yeah.
we'll come to our cars later, but for the time being, I think Volvo's strong suit would be the performance. 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds, something like that. Ride quality is slightly better than the X3, I'd say, especially at low speeds.
Yeah.
But it's iX1, sorry.
A little too stiff.
But it's a little too stiff and it's noisier than the iX1 for sure. But I think it's more absorbent in the larger scheme.
And I just want to come back to comfort again. The seat back in the rear seat is just so far forward that I think I'm performing unspeakable acts on myself. That's what I feel. That's how bad it is.
And the worst part is at the back there is no under thigh support. Absolutely
Be
nothing.
careful,
Yeah.
Karan's right next to you.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it myself.
Similarly, at the back, I mean at the back in the sense all the way back in the boot, there's no space because there's a spare wheel.
What?
So all the time, wherever you go on a holiday, you're taking a spare wheel along.
Yeah. It's a mixed bag, but a mixed bag which goes towards being a little on the edge of.
It's a little confusing as a car.
Yeah.
And we guys are forgetting this car it's considered the safest. It tries to kill you guys. You know that.
Exactly, yeah.
No one's spoken about it, and I'm sure Aakash was wishing nobody got there. You try and take a corner, even a little, all that power. You try and show a little bit of enthusiasm and chuck your wheel in a corner, and then you see what the meaning of the word strangulation is, because your seatbelt will just tighten up around you and literally do it a few more times and you'll probably have bruises on your chest and have a hard time explaining to your partner who gave you those.
Akash will say his lap times are affected by that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, were your lifetimes affected by that?
Yes.
I think this one still looks good, to be honest. Better than your EV6.
Man, you need to change your glasses. I think you forgot your powered glasses at home. you have your Vogue glasses on. Favorite feature from all? You go.
Okay, it's very quirky, but I love this gearbox. This gear selector.
lever.
I mean, the way you can just hook your finger in it, it just feels different. Like it's a car doing something different.
Put your finger in it.
Okay, all right. I think for me the best part about the Volvo is the acceleration and performance, because it's one of the cars that just goes. So that's what you love an EV for, and it does that.
I mean,
It delivers on that
You
front.
can humiliate a Porsche in this.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very good car.
Yeah. So for me also, the acceleration is the best part. All right, perfect. So what's next?
I think we go in the EV6 to the better cars, I'd say.
Yeah, the better cars and the best looking car, because you guys want to walk to it and then not.
Now
sit
you're
in-
going overboard.
Yeah,
We'll
okay,
see.
all right. I can't speak in that, so I might as well get everything out now.
Okay, so now we are in the Kia EV6, right, Karan? Okay. First things first, it's a clone of my Hyundai Ioniq. It is a body double of the original, right? So it's the only problem is it's more expensive. It's 20 lakh rupees
It's the more expensive Hyundai.
Yeah, most expensive Hyundai probably.
This
The
was
other thing is,
one
you know,
word.
and
One stone, two words.
it would have made sense if it was like a Rolls-Royce or BMW relationship, right? Like it's a subsidiary of BMW, which is more premium and all that. But I bet you no one, you know, thinks that, oh, I wish I could afford a Kia over a Hyundai. Nobody does that, I'm sure. Right?
I think only Karan thinks
Only
that.
Karan thinks that. Because Karan was telling me, oh, you know, Kia, bro, it's more aspirational and all that. I like,
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
like, it's not like that. Okay, slightly more premium, but I'm not going to splurge over 20-25 lakh rupees over the Hyundai.
Yeah, I mean,
Ioniq.
in that regard, I think Dhruv's BMW still makes a little more sense, because that BMW badge still
Exactly.
has some worth. But
It's probably worth more than the entire car here.
But this, no, absolutely not. And also, even after paying the extra money, over here at the back, I can see that the backside of the seat, it has this funky plastic, which almost reminds me of as if, you know, I'm in a kid's arcade where you have those cheap game machines with cheap plastic.
I would not even call this funky, I would call this fake plastic. Imagine, it has to be so bad that I can call it fake plastic.
fake plastic.
Again, continuing with the scheme of things being fake, these air vents. I mean, okay,
Yeah,
borderline fake.
they work, but they don't work.
Yes. And the seat.
No under thighs support.
Akash, matlab, you're taller than me.
Yeah.
I am having a hard time over here.
I mean, there is a lot of space, I will give it that. There is a lot of space because, you know, this has a very long wheelbase. and
Yeah,
all.
they want me to keep my legs in the air or what?
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's what
I'm with you. If I said all these things, it would make sense. These guys are coming from a Volvo and an iX1. They're literally cramped. I mean, you don't have to have legs.
Shivank is
But
now sucking up to Karan, so
I'm
that
not
because the
sucking up
next
to
one
Karan.
is Ioniq.
I'm saying,
and he knows what's coming.
I'm saying, see, it's not as bad as your cars, but it's not as great as the Ioniq. Now, other thing about the Ioniq, now you pay 20, like I said, 20-25 lakh rupee more than the Ioniq for this car. So, what do you get? You get dual motors. It's an all-wheel drive, right? And he's been harping on and on about that, you know, this is all-wheel drive, oh, I get traction, all that. But you'll see the lap times later, and all he did was understeer on the track. That's what he was doing. And I think the problem is the all-wheel drive system, because it is a very long car, right? So with the Ioniq, it is just rear-wheel drive. So you get the power at the back, and the front wheels, they just do the job of steering. This one, the weight transfer happens as soon as you are on the gas. So on the exit, when you stomp on the throttle pedal, well, the weight shift happens, and then the front tires, they have no grip. And then they are just going, and there is full understeer. And I could see that, and I was thinking, oh, you know, you can't put that power down. So it's okay on paper, it's great. You have got all-wheel drive and all that, but I think when you really put it to test, it doesn't really solve the purpose. Because if you want that extra performance, extra grip while going fast, I don't think it quite serves the purpose.
Yeah, and once again, talking about the looks of the car, yes, Karan might think it looks good, but I think just like Karan here today, the car
It's a bit overdressed.
overdressed for the occasion.
Let's also talk about ride. I don't know what the ride's like at the front. It's a long car and stuff. But at the back, it's an okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a luxurious experience.
It's a little stiffer, like I can
Yeah,
feel the
I mean,
bumps.
for me, stiffness is not a problem. The absorption isn't there.
Yeah.
Point of these luxury EVs has to be to dilute that effect.
The front, in terms of interior, I will also admit looks great at night. You have those ambient lights and like the design and all is very nice and like, futuristic. But I think they spent all their coins and all their attention while designing the front, because at the back we see nothing.
Nothing.
Like there is nothing. The center console is bare. There is no USB port right here.
Actually, there
It's-
is one. It's
Actually,
it is
at the
here.
back, the Hyundai gets more features. It gets electrically, adjustable seats at the back.
Yeah,
This
not
does.
you.
This has like manual controls.
Yeah.
25 lakh rupees more, and your family is going to do all the manual labor at the back. So I don't think you should spend that kind of money. You should buy the Ioniq. I know this is a great car
Yeah.
overall as a package. It has got the power, performance, and all that. But you can do with a little less and more value for your money with the Ioniq for sure.
Comparing the Ioniq and the EV6, the saying really holds true that less is more.
Exactly. See, one guy already. He's a convert already.
No, the C40 is still much better, but comparing these two, I said.
What's the one thing that you like about this car over your cars? Don't say everything.
No, you just said,
No, I'll say that I like the look of the front half of the interior. Like it's well designed and looks great and everything, like even the gear shifter. I think out of all of our cars, I know Dhruv liked my C40s, but I think this one is the most clear and concise. You can see where you have to turn it to, switch into drive or to reverse or to go to neutral.
Okay, I'll say something. I don't really like this car, but I have to find one thing, right? So I'm going to come back to one thing which we've all made fun of, the design. But wait, remove the Kia badges.
Oh, sad.
Then it's a stolen car. Actually, there's one more great thing about this. This has the longest claimed range figure. So,
Okay, that
700 plus kilometers on a single charge.
Okay, so the thing that I love about it the most is probably the driving dynamics, because of course at the track you're not going to drive it in a go-kart track, but everywhere else it feels quite planted, quite tied down, because I was driving this car on the expressway, and that's when you feel, compared to the Ioniq, it has got more front grip. And the other thing is, I love these paddle shifters. You can call it paddle shifters, but these are region modes, so they work exactly like a gearbox. So you have got 4 levels, which is also there in the Ioniq, and you can change region modes on the fly. It is so intuitive, it's so well done. So I think overall the driving experience, with those dual motor setup, it is quite fast. It is, I think, second fastest accelerating EV here, right? It does 0 to 100 in 5.
The first is mine, the C40, 4.7
Yeah, but that's
seconds.
not the best car, yeah. But anyway, even this
It
is
is.
not. But yeah, so overall, I think when you drive it leisurely, I think it is probably the most sorted, dynamic package, including ride quality, handling. The steering also feels much better than these two cars, the C40 and the whatever that
Debatable.
BMW thing is. But if you want better overall experience in all areas, we are going to go in the next car. These guys will bicker and say stupid stuff, but you don't have to. You can just mute. You can just go out for a jog.
We'll
come
cut this
back in
part
5
out in
minutes,
the edit.
and then you have the verdict
And-
where
and
the
then
Ioniq
you straight
will
meet
be
car.
declared the winner. Don't listen to these guys. Just mute. Just go listen to something else. But
listen
come
to
back
us.
here in 5 minutes, and you'll see which.
trust
the
me, you
actual
don't want to
winner is.
miss the Ioniq part.
Yeah, of course.
I think you should mute, because now we're in the cheaper Kia EV6.
The
And
cheapest of the lot.
Let's be honest here. The Tata Nano was a cheaper car than the Alto, but it wasn't the better car. The Kia EV6 is the better car. Look at the interior. Like, it is just so plain.
Okay, Shivank has been trying to tell us since morning my car has all these features. Even he's invented some fake features like ventilation at the back, which there is not. It's
There is
only
only heating.
heated.
Yeah.
We switched it on and a berm is now burnt off.
I mean, like, and let's come to the performance, because it has.
Okay, let's
it
not
has
go
the
there because
least-
there is not any.
Because it's the least amount of power, the least amount of torque.
Also, power only from the rear wheels. All of our cars have all-wheel drive.
Proper SUVs.
Yeah, proper SUV. So if you get stuck in like a sticky situation, you will have a much better time coping with our cars than with this one. Yeah, and also while you guys bashed my all black interior, it's still better than this all white interior.
Quick reminder, back seat is still
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly better than the
just
EV6.
cushier
Yes.
than the EV6. But it's still the same knees up position. It's still like, where is, despite having so much space inside the cabin, I mean, could have made slightly better use.
I don't know why, but I just feel like I had more space in the EV6, even though this has a slightly longer wheelbase.
you
This
did.
is 3000.
This has a 3000 meter.
I mean, they left all the
millimeter.
space in the front now so that you can play footsie with the passenger.
But you know what? I'll give Hyundai one good thing, that they have actually taken care of the people at the back, because you have these retractable sun blinds, which is great for summers. And again, coming back to the C40, you guys gave me a lot of crap about, you know, the sun or the moon roof not, you know, blocking the heat and all. I mean, I feel hotter inside the Ioniq than I did in the C40.
This is the shade in an Ioniq 5.
Yeah, I
See,
Everything is just
this,
so white.
I
Like,
mean-
I'm being blinded right now.
Yeah, the Volvo was better, man.
The only reason I'm not going to sleep because of this bland interior is because the
So
sun
much
is
light in
blinding
your
me.
eyes.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, did you know that The Weeknd actually wrote the song Blinded Whites because of his car? But then due to Hyundai's insistence, he changed it to Blinding Lights.
yeah.
Nice
And-
one, dude.
And credit where credit is due. Hyundai has done a good job in terms of making it look unique and giving it the features, what it does for the money it asks. Because let's be honest here, a BMW X1 for 65 lakh is what doesn't make sense to me.
That I agree, because if I had to pick a second car apart from my C40, which obviously is the best one, then I would pick the Ioniq, because it is so nice to drive and you can just so easily get used to the car and it feels nice to drive genuinely. So yeah, this would have been my second pick. And also, like I said, you have a lot of features for the people at the back.
Akash, you like listening to squeaks and all a lot, or what?
Not normally, but
Because this entire car is just made up of rattles and squeaks.
that, yes, is a problem with this car. That is where the
I mean,
cost-cutting sort of
6 months down the line, you'll be like, wait, let me just sell my Ioniq 5 and go back to the BMW iX1, which will never give me this problem.
I think
Neither will the
That is where the money goes. And now coming to the point, I mean, are we talking the bit where we tell what we like about the car?
all right, fine, let's do
If
it.
you do.
Yeah, let's do it.
All of us sitting in this car are millennials, right? Yeah. So that Tetris cubic design is kind of hardwired into our brains. And that is why we have a kind of soft spot for this car.
Yes.
I mean, for me, it's
And that's the theme of the car, everything is soft.
yeah. In terms of the feel of spaciousness, this has the best, even better than the EV. EV6 in the front, not so much because it like cossets around you, but front and second seat, and the design. Like, I love what the Lancia Delta Integrale will look like, and this has exact dimensions. Like,
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Lancia is a little too much, but it's got
we
the
get the
vibe.
general vibe.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys. None of you have said this. The ride quality in this car
it's really good.
is not good.
Oh, it's not good.
Dude, at the back, I would say that it's a little bit
I think
noisy.
you're just bouncing around yourself, and you'll be like, "Hey man, this is not good enough, okay?"
No, I would go with Karan on this. I think this felt slightly better than the EV6 to me.
Alright guys, I have to say, to be honest, I was glad I was not in one of those cars, because the amount of bickering I could feel from outside the car, oh my god.
It was brutal.
But I hope after all of this, a full day of testing and a full day of me slowly roasting here in the lovely sun, we have finally reached a winner.
Mine.
Mine.
Yeah, people who don't win speak first.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is something that I expected. So I have formulated a plan to find out the winner. How the scoring system works is very simple. There are 4 of you guys, and there is that one other element that you don't know, which is the lap time. Now, I will ask all of you guys in the sequence that you all have been following throughout the video, who your pick is. Who's rank 1 to rank 4. The top rank gets 4 points. Second rank gets 3, rank 3 gets 2, and your last option gets just 1 point. On top of that, the final score comes from the lap times that you set at the go-kart track. The fastest car will get 4 points and the slowest one will get just 1. So there are 5 opportunities for each of these cars to score a maximum of 4 points. So the total score then goes up to 20. Is that clear?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So now we're going to start with the ranking process. We're going to keep things simple. Let's cut to the chase. Let's give our audience the winner. We've been dragging them for quite a while now. All right, Dhruv Paliwal, since you've been heading the sequence of cars being tested in this video, we're going to start with you. What's your pick from rank 1 to rank 4?
Well, obviously number 1 is the BMW iX1. Number 2 is the Hyundai Ioniq 5 for me. Number 3 is the Volvo C40, and number 4 is the Kia EV6.
Aakash, you're the newest kid on the block in our team. Big responsibilities on your shoulders. Give us your rankings.
So I'll give a very responsible answer, which is my car is the best, obviously. Then second, I will have to give it to the Ioniq. Third, it's the EV6. And then the car that has been leading us is actually dead last for me.
He was choosing which friend to drop.
All right, Karan, we come to the most stylish dude of the lot.
Exactly. And the most stylish car here wins, which is the Kia EV6. But as my second pick, I'll go for the Volvo C40. I think it is a great driver's package. And third comes the Hyundai Ioniq 5. The BMW iX1 just doesn't do it for me. It comes last. I haven't lost a friend. I've gained an enemy.
So things are not looking too good for the latest car on the grid. Shivank, our final testing group member, what is your ranking starting from rank 1?
I think I'm good in maths and I can already tell the Ioniq 5 is the winner because it's number 1 for me, of course. Number 2 would be the EV6. Number 3 would be the Volvo C40. And I'm sorry, Dhruv, we have nothing against you.
I don't
but
think you're good at maths. Because you're just ranking them in the order they're parked.
yeah, the iX1 is dead last again. It doesn't quite cut it as an entry-level luxury.
All right, so those are the 4 set of rankings coming in. And for ranking number 5, we have to go to our trusty device, which is my phone. And I've been carrying this, the lap times for quite some time. So starting off with the car that clocked the slowest lap time on the go-kart track, well, that has to be you, Aakash, with a lap time of 42.21
What?
The
seconds.
fastest
Are you
car
serious?
off the lot.
Yeah.
has
All because of
clocked
the
slowest
seatbelt.
lap.
And he had the
now-
longest legs. He could have just pressed on the accelerator.
Yeah, but in my defense, the Volvo is actually trying to strangle me, so that has some part to play.
He said that twice now.
Right. So much for the
Volvo is a
numbers.
killer.
The lap time around the go-kart track, well, that was not in your favor. Going to the podium now, the car that comes at spot number 3 is Dhruv Paliwal with a lap time of 39.54 seconds. What do you have to say about that?
I'm surprised, man, but I think that's a second off our go-kart times. So actually,
No, interestingly, the fastest go-karts, if I remember, the 2 fastest go-karts were both clocking 39s and the iX1 still did a 39. So the only car that was slower than the go-karts probably was the Volvo C40. All the other cars
Great.
matched
so
up.
that really
Volvo
means too
India,
much
are you
power
listening?
is corrupt.
So all the other cars matched up, and I think that really says a lot about all the cars that are packed here.
Or
But
maybe my driving skills.
it could be that it was your first time at the go-kart track, right?
I mean,
Same, yeah?
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it was my first time
It was his first
driving
time
a Volvo
go-karting.
C40.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
You can blame the seatbelts.
Yeah.
Moving on, now let's get to the second fastest car at the go-kart track. It's very close between the Korean cousins. And let me tell you, the fastest time was way faster than the second fastest time as well. There was a marked difference. So second position goes to Karan with a lap time of 39.21 seconds.
And all that power,
Shit.
all-wheel drive.
And the fastest time goes to Shivank with 37.57 seconds with the Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Good job, man. I mean,
I mean, it's
Good
the car. I
effort.
mean, I'll give it to it. It's the
good
sister car
job,
here.
bro. Good job.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that gives you
the final scoring on your score. I let the celebrations go on in the background. I let them decide
Thank you,
who
thank
their
you.
winner was.
Massacre.
All the pleasantries.
Where's my gold medal?
Celebrations.
Where's my gold medal? Please.
Now,
Bring it.
you have the winner on your screen. It's very clear which car has won. How did you like the video? Let us know in the comments. We did put together a lot of effort in this blazing summer to put together this video. Show us some love in the comment section. Give us a like, share this with your friends, and let us know what is the next set of cars that you would want us to test. I'm going to join the celebrations, probably grab a key to one of those cars. Thank you so much for watching. Please
At least I
subscribe.
walk away being the sexiest man over here and with the sexiest car.
First time loser.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
Karan, you can follow me on Instagram.
Congratulations.
Congrats, bro.
Tough luck.
Yeah, man.
Huh? Well, newest guys.